Hey y'all, I'm AdaKay, and I must confess, I'm a trial junkie. I enjoy viewing trials as if I was the seated juror. So grab a cup of java, get comfy, and join me as we hop into court. And don't forget to comment, like, and most importantly, subscribe. And if you're really enjoying the channel, please join our membership. Well, hello everybody. Oh, puppers. How are y'all doing? We did it! We survived Sarah Boone. I'm gonna miss that. Oh yes. Oh yeah, honey. We've been following. Well, first of all, everybody, thank you to the Sunday Night Live. This will be the last month that I don't open it up to everybody's because this is usually the week I think I'm going to go live for the members only. But welcome. Boy, it has been a day. I went to bed last night. Didn't go to sleep until 5 a.m. Slept like a baby till 1 in the afternoon. The best sleep I've had in a month. Yep. So Ferris commented on Recovery Addict. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've got a lot. We'll talk about her. That's who we're going to be starting with first thing tomorrow morning. Although there's another trial that's starting tomorrow too that I so want to do. So yeah, y'all, it's so hard when you got multiple trials going at once. Hey, Haley Mouse, Karate Cat, Mama Melissa Webb. Oh, hello, Susan. Hello, Campfire for Life. Out and about with Dianne, Jackie Smith. Oh my gosh, all of y'all, welcome. Okay, what? I probably shouldn't have done it the way I did, but what do you think about that? Because we're going to watch the interview. Now, the family was asked if they labeled Sarah Boone the blue-eyed white dragon, but I didn't want to put white in there because I didn't want somebody to hit me up. But what do you think about that? I had so much fun making that, y'all. Learned a few things. I had so much fun. It is feast or famine, and it's crazy. Well, let me tell you what I did today. Y'all know that I'm getting ready to start camping, and I've been excited about it. And well, I found a store in San Antonio. I live about an hour and a half from there, depending on the driving. Oh, you giggled and said, "Yep." Let's see. The Peter was mentioned incorrectly. Is not usual. Oh, as know your lawyer. Yes, it should have been lawyer. They may have done that on purpose to protect themselves. I don't know. It'd be interesting if I ever get mentioned. But anyway, I went to a camping store and I won 2 things. I won a camping stove with 2 burners. I'm so excited. And I won this Aerolite Stanley. I'd not seen one of these before. but you can take this off and it hooks here so you don't lose it. And you can drink it, and then when you're done, I don't want to spill it because it's pretty full. Pop it off and put it back on. Isn't that cool? And it's just super light, meaning it's not a super, super heavy one. I was just like, yeah, yes. Now I'm going to get lipstick. I'm going to christen it, y'all. I hate warm water. I have to have cold, cold water. Oh, I was so excited over that stove and this. I don't know which I'm excited. The stove is a $200 campfire. I mean, it's a flat one, and it has you can put up the wind shield, so it's protected on 3 sides, 2 burner. Yeah, me excited. And I was brainstorming with a friend of mine, and then we'll get into this. And she said, "Do you know what? This channel is doing well. Why don't you in the March launch a new channel?" And it could, and she said, "Well, it could be called AdaKay Deaf Adventures, or it could just be Deaf Camping or Deaf Glamping. But you can record yourself doing all the things you like to do, like the geocaching and the magnet fishing and the camping, and do it all in ASL only, and then do voiceovers." Yeah, it's one of those Coleman type. Yeah, I know. I was all up for that. I was like, the only other bigger prize, there was one other prize that was bigger, but I didn't want it. And it was it was a kayak, I think. And I don't have any means to get that thing home. So I was happy with what I got. It was a great day. It's been a great day. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that.
Good day. It was a good day.
I will never say that again without thinking of that woman. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. So, have y'all seen the interview with the family before trial? We have another interview. Let me get it up. And I want to watch it because I'm glad we didn't see it beforehand. But let's watch it now and kind of, listen. I guess is a better word for it.
From 2 very special voices for the victim in the suitcase murder trial for George Torres. Prosecutors say that he was murdered by his longtime girlfriend, Sarah Boone, who had him trapped inside of a suitcase, beat him, and left him to die. The defense is saying that Sarah Boone was acting in self-defense.
Nope.
Now, George Torres' family is speaking out this morning, saying that he's being unfairly depicted as an abuser and that it was Sarah Boone who was the real aggressor. Now, since early in this case, we've seen evidence of Boone's problems with Torres' family.
To know what we're here, what we're investigating, and that they're going to think I killed him.
Why would they think that?
They always have said that. They've always have said that.
What have they
I told you it's because I'm the blue-eyed white dragon. That's what they call me. Because
there you go. Blue-eyed white dragon.
He's basically just not really been around his family because he chooses me over them.
They may do a group
We're
interview.
welcome in our special guests now. We have George Torres' oldest daughter, Ana Victoria Torres, with us. We also have Dolores Ortiz with us, who is George Torres' first wife, and she also brought with her this morning her youngest daughter, Destiny. First of all, my heart goes out to all of you, and for all of us here at Court TV, we are so sorry for your loss. Thank you for coming on the show, and I know that you really want to clear the air. And Ana Victoria, I know you've wanted to kind of be the family spokesperson.
I can stop and do this now. A Haley Mouse, that will most likely happen during the conviction phase. I do know, I heard that that they had been in contact with the family right after the verdict privately, and that may be where they leave it. That may be the family's wishes too.
person. So I want to start with you, please. The way that your dad has been depicted as being an abuser in this trial, I know that it has upset you and you felt it's very unfair. Tell us why.
Story, and unfortunately, we are the voices now, and the way the trial has gone and the way things have taken place have nobody has ever contacted us to hear our story or ask us questions in regards to our father, his character, or the
This
relationship
is prior
between
to
him and Sarah
trial.
Boone.
And that frustrates me.
Me and my siblings actually spoke to our father that night, and we have a lot of experiences with Miss Boone that do not speak to what the media is stating she is, a victim or a gentle individual. I'm sure she's loved over there at jail due to the fact that Sarah Boone is very, very calculated.
Hi, Lindsay. I love that comment. I didn't listen to this through my big sound system, so I may miss some of it. I'm sure I did, being deaf, but I love that. I'm sure she's loved in jail. Honey Boo Boo, you haven't read all the notes. You haven't read those yet.
She by no means is a kind and sweet, soft spoken woman. She is very calculated, very devious, very conniving. My father was sheltered and berated. He was kept from us. He was the real victim in this situation. Unfortunately, again, as stated, he is not here to tell his story, but we are here to give his side the best we can from the view that we were able to see things.
Sure. Anna Victoria, in one of the videos that we've all seen, Sarah Boone told police that George's family didn't like her and that they referred to her as the blue-eyed white dragon. Would you talk about where that nickname came from, and if it's true that you all didn't like her, and in particular, why?
She's a bitch.
I can definitely answer that. As far as the nickname is concerned, that was created all through Sarah's little brain. Other than that, she was definitely correct as far as us not liking her, and she should have stated that she didn't like us either, because that is very much correct as well. She, like I stated, is very evil, and what she is acting out there on the stand and within that courtroom is baffling to me, because that is not the real Sarah Boone at all. But yeah, she was correct. We don't like her. We didn't like her. That will never change. Unfortunately, I do feel bad for her and I wish her the best. But what I do wish is that my father receives his justice and she gets the time that she deserves. And a slap on the wrist is not it. Other than that, as far as a relationship with Sarah, one that was a good one, there wasn't one. We tried.
She had a little bitty itsy weeny brain inside. Sorry.
We definitely tried, but she did not.
Anna Victoria, thank you for sharing all of that. I want to go to your mom now. Dolores, you were married to George for 14 years. I have three beautiful children with him. Two of them are here with us today, Destiny and Anna Victoria. We understand that at one point, Sarah Boone tried to fight you. Tell us about that.
Not per se fight me because we've only, I want to say that we've had one engagement, which was for my children's birthday party that they attended later in the evening. So I really have never had like a confrontation. It was me verbal over the phone. She had threatened me a couple times to come over and that she would dust her doormat
Yeah,
for myself
I
and my
think she's got
daughters.
some kind of disability.
But it was basically verbal threats that she would give every time that George would call his children, any chance that he had, that he was able to call his children to speak, and I was present. It was
That's
a
what I've heard,
problem for
Helena.
George. She was very much jealous of me for what reason I'm not aware of, but we never had physical, altercations.
Well, and that's a very good thing. Tell us, Dolores, during your marriage to George, was he ever violent with you or any of your kids?
Good question.
He was never violent with my children. We would have normal husband and wife family spats here and there, but never to the point where police were ever involved, DHS was ever involved. We were never that type of family. I can't relate to Sarah and the abuse that she so-called claims that she's received from George because I never received abuse like that. I want to say the only thing that I can say about George is that he was a
Yeah, you can
ladies'
see
man.
he's disabled.
Gotcha. Okay. And so, just to be very clear here, did anything physical ever take place in terms of physical violence that he inflicted on you?
No.
Okay. And thank you for that. I know these are very personal questions, but we really want to get everything out here and get your side of all this as everyone in the courtroom isn't hearing it. Destiny, we're so happy to have you here. You were a surprise this morning. We knew Anna Victoria was coming on and your mom, and we're so glad to see you too. What would you like to say about your dad, the kind of person that he was? What would you like the world to know about him?
My dad was an amazing person. He was my best friend. Uh, Nobody's perfect, but my dad was very loving. Everybody loved him back. He didn't deserve what happened to him. I don't think anybody deserves to die like that. I was 15 when it happened. I ended up being very depressed and going through suicidal thoughts and things of that nature. Um, yeah, we're just really trying to get my dad justice.
We know you are. We know you are. And Anna Victoria, back to you really quickly. You said that no one has reached out to you. Has the prosecutor's office reached out to your family?
As far as my father's mother, his father, his siblings are concerned, they have been communicated with due to the fact that they do live in Orlando. I live in Philadelphia, but nonetheless, I have communicated with the attorneys. Uh, the only thing I would say is I've never been contacted in regards to who my father was. I'm not sure if Sarah Boone deleted the calls or anything like that, but I'm sure those things were able to be, brought back up. But my siblings and I spoke to our father that night, and I do think that our encounter and what took place over the phone is very valuable to the case, as well as what their relationship was like and what Miss Boone's plans may have been that night. Again, whether they have been premeditated or not, in my opinion, they very much were due to the character of Sarah and all the experiences that we've had
Okay,
with her.
Lindsay.
But
What did your dad say
yeah,
on the phone?
if we were
Anna
contacted,
Victoria?
things could have been much better. So nothing in specific, but we talked on the phone for months at a time, like every so often. I would say that I spoke to my father at least 3 times a week, maybe more. And we would stay on the phone as long as he possibly could stay on the phone with me, without Sarah getting agitated or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
I can't really put into words the way she would act.
Yeah. You all got to know a different Sarah Boone.
Just talk all
That's
the
for
time,
sure.
and my father that day seemed very uneasy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, we are so sorry for your loss, and would love to continue the conversation with you as we're getting close to the jury getting the case. Anna Victoria, Dolores, Destiny, thank you all for coming on opening.
Okay, this was done a day or two prior to them getting the case. But I find very telling. And wow. Not surprising though. Not surprising by any means whatsoever. If you guys are new tonight, thank you so much for joining. You were welcome to join and talk with us. We would love to have you speak with us. I'm going to show one interview. It's about 5 minutes long. We're going to talk more about the case and tie this up and get ready to move on until sentencing. But this here is Sarah Boone's attorney. Um, the one I wanted to watch, unfortunately, the sound is just not well. So let's watch this one.
Fair trial. Well, we're disappointed. Sarah's disappointed, but we feel like she's got a couple of pretty good appellate issues, and just Sarah's plight's not over. So I'm sure, as y'all know, she's a fighter. I'm sure she'll be filing an appeal, but
he will not be
we're
here
going to present
defending.
some mitigating evidence. I think Dr. Harper will be testifying at the sentencing that I think is set early December 2nd, 1:30. So we'll be back up here for the sentencing. And hopefully Dr. Harper can go in a little more depth about some of the other issues, the mental health issues that Sarah suffers from.
Hi, Gabby.
And hopefully the court will consider that, and then we'll go from there.
What do you think the appropriate sentence should be? What do you think the appropriate sentence should be?
Well, of course I'm biased, so I don't want to say, because right now
I can't move the captioning.
The judge has to make the call, and so I don't want to try to impose on his responsibility as the judge to ultimately decide what's a fair and appropriate sentence. So I don't feel right to say anything right now.
Did you talk to Sarah afterward, and what she said?
Just shocked. She's shocked. She felt like
well, the leaders that have an eye to the future
really
are going to be what drives us forward.
She had a defense.
Not on YouTube, so I get dinged.
And so she just, in shock. She said she would call me tomorrow morning, so we'll talk some more after she's had some time to think about it. I've had some time to think about it, but we're obviously really disappointed. We did the best that we could, in the time that we had to prepare. Sarah really liked the team, and we all got along with the 3 lawyers and the other 2 girls that have helped the other 4 lawyers working on the case. And Sarah was, as you know, really happy with us. And, we had some disagreements about how the case should proceed. And Sarah, is opinionated, and some of the things we considered, some not. But ultimately, I think she was happy with the defense. It just didn't go our way. As you know, these trials, a murder charge is a difficult case to beat. And there was some strong evidence that the state used, obviously. And we just, for whatever reason, the jury didn't consider some of the things that we felt like should have potentially been defenses, the justifiable use of force under the battered spouse syndrome. But for whatever reason, we respect the jury's decision. They've been here for 2 weeks. Took us 4 days to pick the jury. And so I'm sure they did the very best that they could under the circumstances.
Was it her decision to not take the plea deal? Or you think she regrets it now?
I don't think she would have taken anything. I think she wanted, some clients, they want their day in court. And I don't believe she would have taken anything. I felt like the state should have probably negotiated a little bit more, but they were firm on where they were, and Sarah was firm on where she was. I just think, she was convinced in her mind that that she felt like, she felt like she didn't intend to kill George, and that this was just
Unfortunate
circumstance because they were both intoxicated. Things happened that, it was just really unintentional act. So I think she felt bad about any kind of a murder conviction or pleading to any kind of a murder, that she was somehow criminally
You wanna come to
responsible
my
for
house?
George's death. And I think
I'm
that's
here.
where her mindset was. And, I think she would have gone to trial even without lawyers. She was ready to go to trial pro se. I think she was happy we came in. We worked as hard as we could. We had about 45 days to get ready,
That's a short
and
turnaround.
we did it all that we could. So I think she feels good about our efforts. So we put everything out on the table, just like any other contest. You do the very best you can, and then you have to accept, the decision by the jury. We respect the jury and appreciate their time and attention on the case.
Will you be representing her on her appeal?
No, I'll be representing her at her sentencing, but not the appeal. I think she would qualify since she's indigent for court-appointed appellate counsel, and those guys, that's all they do is appellate work, and those are probably the best lawyers to handle something like that. But we're, as I said, really disappointed. Sarah is kind of in shock, but we respect the jury's decision.
There's going to be a wet pillow that night from crying. One more. This one I've not seen.
Now, gotta get.
Second-degree murder. Her boyfriend, Jorge Torres Jr. These events stem from an incident from February 23rd of 2020, where she zipped her boyfriend up in a suitcase in what she claimed to be a game of hide and seek. And 2 videos were introduced from her where he was begging for his life, and a horrific turn of events. And she didn't try to let him out. She didn't do anything to help him. She just went upstairs and went to sleep. And so this is a very horrific homicide. Nobody really should have to endure this type of struggle and fight for their lives and have to die alone, begging for their last breath inside of a suitcase like this. And the jury did amazing work. I'm thankful for our chief of homicide, Will J, and our
Look at his button. Love shouldn't hurt.
Dave Cacciatore. They did amazing work. Some of you caught me in the courtyard. I was like, I get briefings about it every single day about what they've been doing, but we're excited that they were able to bring this home with a victory because today justice was served with the conviction of Sarah Boone for this very horrific homicide that occurred. And so if you have any questions, I'm going to turn it over to them.
So strong. Oops, sorry. The defense's argument, clearly the jury did not buy it. The argument was self-defense and battered specimen.
Correct. And so we're going to turn over to Will and Dave to ask all specific questions as to all the defenses, because they did all the great work, so they deserve all the good credit.
Step up? Thank you. Yeah, so like the defense, can we speak about that? I know the jury obviously did not buy that. They came down.
He did a great closing.
Correct.
Great closing.
So how does that make you feel? Did you get a chance to speak to the family?
Yes, we're very happy to gain some closure for the Torres family and some justice for George.
Strong closing arguments from the both of you today.
Yes.
What do you think, like she said, this case means for the family and getting justice for George Torres?
I think after 4.5 years and the numerous delays, I think they were finally just happy to see this case go to trial and be able to put this one in the books.
What do you think the appropriate sentence should be?
We'll reserve comment to the sentencing hearing.
Do you expect the verdict to come back that quickly. I think it was an hour and 20-something minutes, very fast.
Should never have expectations.
What do you think about the case law with respect to Martinez? I know there was a strongly worded letter you all signaled you would be sending. Is that
Sure.
right for judicial review higher up?
Can't really talk about future legal arguments.
You can talk in court too, but you don't interview well.
James Owens, there's obviously moments of tension and then also moments of levity. Was this different than a typical battle that you go into?
I wouldn't say it was different than a different relationship than with most defense attorneys.
What would you say to the jurors who were here for about 2 weeks on this case? It was a long jury selection, and then, of course, a lot of evidence to look at and all of that. What would you want to say to them?
Just thank them for their service.
You did a great job.
George Torres' mother, who broke down in court today, for the bit of an outburst.
I was made aware afterwards. It happens in these cases.
Do you have a chance to talk to her and say something to her?
I have not yet.
How about you, Dave?
I couldn't hear. What was he made aware of?
Along with the rest of the Torres family after the verdict, and just listen to them.
A strong rebuttal yesterday from you guys. What do you think that evidence showed the jurors and meant for this case?
Not going to really talk about the evidence.
Final question from me is, are you stunned that she did not take that plea deal?
It's not for us to say.
They still have to be careful because they have the sentencing and then the appeal. So anything they say here could harm them on the appeal. So yeah, that's something that that was important for him to be very careful of. Some people, the defense attorney can say what a lot, but the prosecution, not so much. So yeah. And I think it's always wise to, if you are on the side of the prosecution, a lot of times they'll do a shorter intro and a shorter backside of the sandwich on their closing arguments, because it they can listen to the defense and then kind of gauge their plan from there. Yeah, they can read the jury. Exactly. So I have up here Sarah Boone's testimony. I'm not sure I'm going to use it, but I'll just leave the picture up here for now. This is where I got my picture from. But I want to hear from y'all, and I'm going to be asking questions, and I want us to be an open forum. If y'all want to share and talk, just remember the typical YouTube rules. But when I came into this trial, I didn't know what the level of violence was. I was, in my humble opinion, I from what little I knew, it was both of them going at each other. Not sure who was starting it, but I believe the domestic violence situation. I did. But as to anything other than seeing the video of him in the suitcase and that part, I really didn't know a whole lot about the case, any background, any backstory. So it really appalled me at the time when I started realizing how much of a snake she was. Very much so. So first question, when we first heard about this, what was your opinion? Did you believe she could have been a battered woman, or did you believe that she was the batterer? I found, though, that when I didn't hop into this until much later towards the end, when I heard about this woman, I didn't know anything about the case. I just heard about this woman who had 8 attorneys and now was pro se. And boy, that got me definitely in the picture on that point. I did some research, and if all of the research is true, one of her short-term employments was as a paralegal. She was a property management, and then she also managed apartments at one point. Guilty from the get-go. Mhm. Yeah, well, when I saw the police interview, that's when I pulled the BS. When I saw the videos and heard her interview, that's when I flipped for sure. I am the same as AdaKay Media and also knew nothing and only saw the videos of the suitcase. I didn't know until I saw the video that sealed it for me. One of the things that sealed it for me was I've always said this. Even if it was a domestic violence case, to me, she was automatically guilty because she unalived him. But was it second-degree murder? My thoughts were more going, was the prosecution overshooting the charge? Should they have just charged her with manslaughter? However, I had and I was still on that fence until I saw the videos at the end where she was tormenting him, antagonizing him, verbally abusing him, and we started seeing the text. All of that to me, if I was on the jury, and I always put myself in that position, if I'm on the jury and I'm looking at this, I would have been hard for me to get to second degree. I would have probably been 100% on for sure for manslaughter. To me, second degree is more of a premeditated state in the sense of, what she knew what she was doing, and there was no violence against her. What pissed me off, and I've said this just to somebody today when I was talking to him, that women, Amber Heard and her and many other women, are using the DV and the BSS as a way to excuse their behavior. And what it's doing is it's watering down the impactfulness of the use of that for people who truly, truly need it and deserve to use it. It really angers me that it is being used knowingly so flippantly, and that pisses me off. Yeah, and it's so hard to stay open-minded, but if you just look at the evidence, you can't use alcohol as an excuse, and BSS is not a defense. It is a reason as to why. And I'm sorry, guys, I don't have makeup on. Today is just a casual day. So to me, it's just as to a reason why. And it's an excuse. And it could be used to, give grace, I guess, for the lack of a better term. But to me, that should be one of the hardest things. Sorry, I'm getting comfortable. That should be one of the hardest things for people to prove. And for her to use that defense after she has said over and over and over again, it was an accident, it wasn't intentional, pissed me off. Absolutely pissed me off. Which body cam on EDB did you see? Maybe I need to pull it. Yeah. I figured she was most often the aggressor or instigator, but that doesn't mean that he didn't instigate things. But when I'm sitting there watching that video with her berating him in the hallway, and then all of a sudden, he just jumps and there's a fight that ensued, we don't know if she pulled her fist back. We don't know what she did behind the camera. And so, but once I saw all that, I was 100% sold that she should get murder, second degree murder. There was no evidence of an overt act by George having occurred that day. Second degree was the right charge, in my opinion. It was the right charge. Looking up, I agree with you 100%. But when I first came into this, I wasn't sure because I hadn't seen anything, the evidence. After seeing the evidence, yeah, it was the right. Hi, Sneaky. Oh, Seeking North Node. Hello. It doesn't require premeditation or complete disregard. Well, it doesn't, but she made the logical choice to put him in there. She thought about what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. And premeditation can be a 30 seconds, a minute, an hour, a day, a week. So I think by her choice of just leaving him in there all night was the premeditated part for me. Thank you guys for commenting. Welcome to all my new people, by the way. Just so you know, we have Starbucks tumblers for Halloween motif that we're giving away on Halloween. We're going to have a Halloween party. Subscribe. It's free. Put I sub. That's one drawing. If you become a member, 10 additional entries. But it will be given away on Halloween at our Halloween party. Ronnie, oh, for sure. She should have taken the plea. Sweet deal. She missed on it. Yeah, she should have taken the deal. And I believe that her attorneys were very disappointed in her for not doing that. It was a Hail Mary. And I know a lot of us didn't like what some of the attorneys did, but I believe that if I was sitting in her chair next to them, I would do what you got to do. It's on you, boo boo. Yeah, not intentionally, no malice. Those videos are horrible. And I hated that they are on the web and internet prior to the family viewing them. But that's just the way society is today. He looked, do you know what? I thought the same he looked like a whooped puppy is the way I thought. When he's sitting there on the floor and scooting closer to the wall and kind of curled up and withdrawn. I wouldn't even treat it an animal that I despised the way she treated him. Very much so, Miss Morales. Very much so. The one when they go inside and she's saying, I fell asleep. And we were having a fun Sunday. I will never think of a Sunday fun day again. I don't want to use that phrase again. Depraved heart, the videos, Ada, very attractive female officer arrived on scene. Yeah, she was pretty cute. Mod, can y'all help Melissa re-up her membership, please? Next to comments should be a little dollars bill sign. Click on that, and I think that's how you do it. I don't have the access right now to help you with that, but any of my mods, Ronnie or ADHD Jellybean, can help. Her ex-husband Brian is but do you know what? He survived a lot with her. I mean, he did. Now, I am understanding that prior to her getting so deep in her alcoholism, that she was a pretty decent person. But my concern is her child and what he was exposed to with her. That was insane. That's concerning to me. She actually talked to him like he was an actual dog. He did. And I mean, she did. And that to me is so disheartening. It breaks my heart to watch that. It reminded me of Amber Heard and the way she talked to Johnny Depp. Many streamers thought that the very level-headed or unsympathetic lawyer uncivil law broke. So uncivil law, what do you mean broke? Was he for her? But it was horrible. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is that I've talked about this before, is that now what's going to happen for the son is that is what I call jail trauma is going to start kicking in, because she has the right as a parent. See, her parental rights will not be taken away. She did not harm the child. So he will have to go visit her for visitation in prison, which to me is absolutely asinine, but he will, at least for a certain period of time, until he comes of age in Florida that he can decide for himself. I've lived through it. I know what that's like, to be forced as the parent to take your child to see another parent in prison when you really do not feel that they need to be going there. So my prayers are now for the son trying to navigate going and being forced by law to go see his mother in a jail situation. And that will shift. Probably at first it will be behind a glass wall with her shackled. And then it may change to where it's like an airport terminal where it's an open room with the lines of chairs, and he might be able to hug and touch her. It just depends on where she goes. But the father is going to go through a lot, having to navigate now this whole new world of a prison. What I call he's going to be a jail widower, in the sense that his ex-wife is in jail, and now he's going to be forced to take the child into jail and expose him to all of that, like he needs anything else to be exposed to. And on top of that, his mother is known nationally and actually internationally, thanks to programs like this. And it's going to be hard for him to get away from that stigma. I'm a little behind, but Mr. J's response in that interview absolutely sent me. What part of the response? Yeah. You know what? They're exhausted. These lawyers are spent. This is like running a marathon every day for 3 weeks. And I think that they would be a little more able to give better interviews once they get a good night's sleep or 2 or 3 and a good cup of coffee, and a good meal and in their own beds. Well, some of them already are, but you know what I mean. It's not easy. Did she excel at everything? Yeah, she did. She excelled so well that she unalived her ex-husband without just putting him in a suitcase. If you threw him in a river, may never have found him. Yes, guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. If you subscribe, put I sub, because that will get you one entry, and I can't reach it. Well, I got one here. I got 3 to choose from. This one glows in the dark. I don't know. Let me get back here. It glows in the dark. But I'm giving away and you do not have to be present on Halloween, but I have a program keeping track. So put I sub if you subbed, and you'll be in for a $30 Starbucks tumbler. And if you win it and you don't want it, give it to somebody else. She did put her son, but CPS was called. I have things I got to remember to tell you. CPS was called, and the child told CPS that he wanted to be in the suitcase. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. He said that he asked to be in the suitcase. So I'm like, we'll see about that. He's 14, so he may be able to know. As they age, they get more and more control over that. I think at 14, they get some say in it. They can talk to the judge and they can say stuff, but it's not really until they're closer to 16 that they could adamantly refuse. And that's the way it is in Texas. I don't know where it is there. Juror number 3 was my favorite. He could not wait to say yes quick enough. I mean, that hand, he'd walk in and he'd just do that. I loved it. I thought it was great. It's, there's a lot of children in prison that have family that have unalived parents, but the way she unalived and the way that this case went internationally, that's where it's going to be the issue. Okay. Oh, Ada, it's just so influential on a child and so much trauma for her child and ex Brian. I feel for them, but I really do. Speaking of X and Brian, okay, guys, everybody was throwing a fit about him not wanting to pay alimony. I got the scoop on this. And that leads me to this question. The alimony, his stance was this. He was taking care of the child 24/7 now and had all the financial responsibilities of the child, everything. And for 4 years. And she's in jail. And I do know that most jails have a commissary limit. So it's not like he could just go put $1,000 a month in there. But what was done, which is what I have suspected all along, is that the money that would have gone to her would have gone into a holding or a trust account. And if she was found innocent, she would have gotten it immediately. And that money would have helped her get started again. But she didn't. She's going to prison for buku years. So there is a very high chance that that money will never get to her. Because alimony is to help her pay her living expenses. And she didn't have any. And so he's already, I'm sure, got the petition to the courts to forego the alimony from all the way back to the date of arrest. And that money should be invested into a college fund for that boy if he's smart. Because it's $100 a month times 4 years, almost 5 years. That's a good start. Yeah, the women was eager to say yes. I know. I tell you what, I loved it when that male juror when they polled the jury, he was like, "Yep," before the question was even asked. Just how short he was in his answer. He was having none of it. Oh no. And you know what was interesting is somebody said there was 5 men and one woman on the jury. It was not. It was 5 women, 1 man. And one of the women is a survivor of domestic violence, and she's going to be testifying against her spouse in the near future. And when Jules was in the courtroom, she was nodding her head up and down. And so for this to come back that quickly, everybody thought if any juror was going to hang them up, it was going to be juror number 13. Okay, thank you, Haley Mouse. Glad the jury got it right. STL cards, you are right. You're so right about that. Sir Winston, he was still off. He was still off the next day. He had a Dr. Barry pop on his stream for a little bit to talk about it with the group. Who was still off the next day? I missed that. Sorry. You may have to go to the YouTube desktop app. I'm sorry. If I win, I will give it to my 14 daughter. She has. Aw. Oh, that is so sweet of you. Oh, and I really appreciate everybody hopping on. I mean, it means the world to me. This is a new channel, and it looks like I'm getting ready to go and start another channel. Surprisingly. Yeah, I know. This would make a fabulous, fabulous Christmas gift if you don't like it or if you want to give it away. Ronnie, yep, 5 women understanding what's happened. The alimony money has went to a type of escrow account. Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, I would venture to say that was probably correct. I would venture to say she probably did. Yeah, I am absolutely beside myself when it comes to the amount of money that this county has been forced, this town and county have been forced to fork out for her. I had a financial ledger that was entered into the courts, and it was over $300,000 at that point, and that was like almost a year ago. Emily, welcome. I did. Yes. Oh, they are awesome. And welcome so much, Emily. Subscribe. You get an entry in to get possibly win one of my wonderful Halloween Starbucks tumblers. I got 3 different colors. This one, I got an orange, and then I got one with pumpkins and UFOs. It's their Halloween collection. So somebody's going to win it on Halloween. So in my humble opinion, I know we complained a lot about her lawyer, and I know that everybody really gave him a hard time. I think that everybody out here knew she was guilty, and it is so hard, even if he knows she's guilty, in which he said she did commit. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to adjust. I've been in a car all day, so I'm a little antsy. He said she did absolutely end the life of George or Jorge. She did. But he felt that, he had to defend her vigorously. That's his job. And sometimes we don't like what people do for a living. But I have to tell you, if I needed a defense attorney, he would be one I would call, because he gave it his heart and soul, knowing that in the end, this really was a potentially high losing case. There was hope, but the hope was minuscule. So I just think he's exhausted. I think that the community and society as a whole have been rough on him, but he's a tough man. He can take it. Huh? Uh-oh. Yes. Did I do some? It auto corrected. It changed. Sorry. Gotcha, babe. You guys are so awesome. See, it'll auto correct when we're done. But or maybe I can go back in the back office. But the main thing for me right now with Sarah Boone is, what is it going to be like for her for the next couple of months? What's going to happen? What does she face? How are things going to go? All of that kind of stuff. Well, let me tell you how all that's going to be. Because I've been there with my ex, and if y'all don't know what it's like, she has been in jail quite a bit. And so now that she's been convicted, oh, the poor soul is going to go into what's called a high risk ending of life watch. And that will, there we go, fixed it. She will be in a cell with what I call do you know those shipping blankets that they used to pack around pianos and stuff? Thank you for subbing. anyway, she will go into one of those garbs and she will be on life ending watch. And it will be for a certain number of days. And that's going to happen. And then she will be reintegrated into her dorm. And then they start treating her like a criminal and not a prima donna. Oh, yes. I felt that he was really the good attorney for her. But if I win, I'll give it to me. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I went ahead and fixed it. Thank you. If George had abused Sarah, we didn't see any videos or text showing his abuse. As for the photos, there was no media data on them. Well, unless I missed it. They didn't give any metadata on that. Now, here's something else I want to say about that. Do you remember the video? Let me see if I can pull it. I want to show y'all something now that I can slow it and stop it and do all that, because it's so hard during court to stop and start so much. I have people fussing at me for talking. I have other people fussing at me for not talking. So it's kind of like, what do you do? Okay, I'm trying to wiggle my nose. Okay, here is, I gotta get it up and running. I gotta find it. Pause. One thing I want to say is that it is my understanding that in an interview somewhere, I don't remember where. Thank you so much. That Sarah Boone mentioned that her TV had broken. Yeah. Lindsay, thank you so much. See y'all. I will be live 8 a.m. Monday morning for the Melody Ferris trial, and we have another one starting too. Yes, I do sign right now. I do not have anyone here who needs the sign language, but if they pop up and you see me back up and start signing, that's why. I'm going to, I don't know, all of y'all don't know yet. I said at the beginning of my live and you weren't here. I had somebody talk to me about starting a YouTube channel called something along the lines of like AdaKay Deaf Adventures or deaf camping or something along the lines of that. And doing it strictly ASL with voiceovers and go out and do all my kind of outdoorsy things like geocaching and magnet fishing and whatever else I do. Emily Valadier, awesome. Oh, thank you so much, guys. Based on the previous lawyers and her letters and things Owen said in the interview, this was the defense she wanted. Exactly. Judge Kay thankfully kept asking her if she was happy with her representation. Yes, because now she cannot go on appeal and say she had a horrible team. They didn't work well together. They didn't have all this stuff. So, yeah, I really struggle with that, but that is something that a lot of them throw in a pit, and the appellates, they throw everything, including the crap and everything at the wall and see what holds. So she really won't be able to do that. Okay, I'm going to show this part of the video. I'm going to add it to stage. Put me over here and play. Oh, that's what I'm going to tell you. When you watch the video, there is what appears to be all the other videos, especially when they were walking through the house with the body cams and any and all videos I've seen in the past. there was only carpet in front of that TV. And Sarah Boone had said the TV had died and that they couldn't watch TV because it had died. That was prior to him breaking the TV. So if you look here, you can see there's something in front of it and there's one hole in it. How do we not know that she didn't get the bat herself and take a whack at it? They're drunk, or at least he is, and say, hey, let's have some fun. It's busted. Let's have some fun. Listen to what he says to her. It's gained up all the way. I don't know if they have their sound on. That's too loud. Yeah. It's not the one I wanted. Let me see if I can find the one I wanted.
079.
First name is Janella.
There's one where you can see him speaking. And in that one, let's see if this will show. Have a better sound.
You're going to help me take this out. Real You're going to help me take it out. You're going to help me take it out. That's what I want to.
And since there's something in front of it, let's go back. I guess. In there, any other video. Could be wrong. But he says to her, you're going to help me take it out, right? You're going to help me take it out. How in the hell is that is threatening to her? Hey, this is not a man of rape. You're right. Let me go back. Okay, it must be back here. Oh, here it is. They didn't show this part.
You're going to help me take it out. That's what I want to.
Exactly. Ronnie, you are 100% on. And that is so true. You can't tell by the photos that were shown that this man was enraged or not. You can't tell. And it does not appear that he is. It wasn't a tarp. It was more like another rug or piece of cardboard or something. But let me get back to the comments. There's a lot of them. Yeah. Yeah, they did. Well, what? We'll have to Ronnie, can you hop on that and see if Melody Ferris took a plea deal, please? Because she's guilty as hell. Internet kept freezing. What it looks like to me as I first saw it. Yeah. But when we were watching the body cameras and all of that, there was nothing in front. There was another video that she took. There was videos of cops coming in the living room for her statement prior to all this. Yeah. Yep, there was something on the floor to catch the glass. Yeah, and he got tired real quickly. But that was not rage. That was not anger. That looked like he was drunk and just having fun, getting an opportunity. All right, by the show of thumbs up, if you had an opportunity to smash a TV for the fun of it, and someone handed you a bat and said, go for it, would you? Is busted, is value nothing. And that's the other thing. She is quietly filming this. Why would she be within 3 to 5 feet of him if she thoroughly feared for her life? Yeah, he's definitely getting winded. He is plastered drunk. That's right. They cut things to make something that it wasn't. That's normal. I agree, Emily and Haley. Didn't the attorney say something about the photos? Yes, exactly. Oh, yeah. Yep. See, y'all saw it. Oh, yeah. I mean, how many of us, I haven't, but I'll tell you what, if they have what's called crash parties where people bring their TVs and old lamps that are old things, and they actually go into a concrete area and they bust everything up to get rid of negative energy, and then they clean it up. Now, comparison to Johnny Depp was in a rage in the kitchen cabinets, but Amber used it as a fodder to evil women. Yeah. And do you know what? Again, just because I might get angry, and I might get angry to the point that I get a baseball bat and crash my monitors, which I would never do, and my son was here and we had been in a fight, I'm not abusing him. I am physically not abusing him. Oh, for it to, oh, okay. I'm sorry. We're good. Oh, whew. I was like, she took a plea deal? No, but I do know in one of her interviews or somewhere I heard her say that the TV had broken and stopped working and they couldn't watch TV on it or anything. And that one night he took a bat and yeah, she went on about it. I can't remember where it was. Yeah, that's true. He had a 70 to 75% clogged artery, which would have been a widowmaker had it erupted. But it didn't, even in the suitcase. Yeah, why would you sit and film it if you were terrified? You would get off your butt and you would leave at least the room. I bet it was fun, Riley. Thanks for commenting. That was funny. I loved it. Oh, I know. I know, right? Uh-huh. Cash to go. What's it called? Stuffer? It's safer. Oh, yeah. Oh, your husband has an auction house. Cool. Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's fun to just go in and bash some things. Yeah. But he did. Why are you with him? But I love him, man. I love him. You don't know how much I love him. Please. You love the fact that there's somebody there that you can manipulate and abuse, and it would take your abuse to a point, and you could get away with it. Well, guess what, honey boo boo? There's a lot of women in prison that might be abusing you shortly, dear. And I just loved it when I don't know who it was. Oh, the daughter said everybody's gonna love you in prison. You're gonna have a whole what did I do with my other shoe? Oh, there it is. Right. And that is true. That is so true, love. That people who've been through DV absolutely know what this is like. And to me, it is so irritating and it pisses me off. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but those who watched my lives, what baby girl? I have my service dog. Those of you who don't know me, welcome to my channel. I'm AdaKay. I am deaf without my hearing aids. I grew up hearing, became deaf over the last 10 to 15 years. Now I'm 100% deaf without my hearing aids, but I can talk perfectly. I have a black lab service dog, and you will see her every once in a while on here, but she's next to me wanting loving. Sometimes we have interpreting if I know somebody is deaf is watching this channel. CJ. I know, didn't it? All right. CJ. Yes, I got my blanket. Come here. Up. Oh, the baby girl. Oh, you're going to say, oh, you're going to give him a grunt. Kissy. Kissy. Did I get kissy? Okay. Off. Go. Place. That's Sensei. My little girl's name is Sensei. And now she heard it. She's going to come over here. She goes with me into shopping, and she was so good in the camping store that I let her. And it's a pet-friendly store. So just before we left, she has a leash that wraps around my waist because I sign a lot with my hands. And so I unleashed me from her and allow all the staff to just love on her and get in there. But that's only on the way out. That's her reward. Oh, I have to say, and I'm pulling a brain cramp on the name of the judge, but this judge, I would love to get a plaque made, a little plaque. And it says YouTube Judge of the Year from the AdaKay channel, and send him the YouTube Judge of the Year award. He deserves it, and I'm going to get it for him. What is it? Oh, I am so sorry. But at the same time, it's a great community. Cranick, that's right. So I'm thinking about getting a little thing like that and sending it. I think that would be kind of cool. So let's see. He was a great judge. I so much agree with you. If she would have been not guilty, I'm sure someone in the public would hear done this. Yeah, well. Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. At all. It is hard as someone like me sitting here doing this because and my long-term followers know. And when I say long-term, guys, we just hit our 7th month of doing this. I can't believe it's gone by so fast. It is so hard for me to sit here because there's a lot of things. 273 videos, 2,300 followers, and we're growing. And I'm so blessed to have all of you. Oh gosh, thank gosh you got it back. But I will say that there's so many times I'm sitting here and there's things that I want to say that I can't say. And it's really, really hard because I got to tell you, I have some good comebacks. I've got some good things that I just want to say, but I can't. Actually, guys, that's not actually correct. Well, let me see. She gets 22 and a half years. She will get off just shy of 5 years. So that's what? 17 years with good behavior, possibly. Okay. Then she might serve 15 more years. Might. But the minimum the judge said that she can get, if found guilty of second-degree murder, is 22.5 years. But with time served, about 17.5 left. How many of you believe she is going to actually get the minimum? Let's think about this. She may have people come and testify. It's 85% of the sentence, but it depends on the state. She may get people to come in and testify, like doctors and whatnot, and all of that. And this may be her first offense. And that said, look at her behavior in prison. It has not been all roses. Let me tell you, if you've been watching this channel up until just before trial, we went through every single behavior report from the moment she was arrested. No, I think she may get life with the possibility of parole after maybe 25, 30 years. Yeah. Oh, well, and just look at how she's been in court. Oh, no. No, she's going to get some whoop time. Well, he can give her life with or without the possibility of parole, but they're also going to do the evaluation. So there's a lot that goes into this decision. So when she gets there, after she gets there, they're going to actually put her in the federal system and do all that kind of stuff. Then she'll spend anywhere from 2 to 3 days in isolation under ending of one's own life watch. Then after that, she'll go back to the main pod. But here's the sad thing. Honey Boo Boo money is going to stop. Because she has gotten thousands and thousands of dollars donated to her. Through, not through what's it that everybody uses to go get money through, that fundraising app? Not through there, but a different one. And it was reported that she's gotten almost $80,000 donated to her to support her, should she either get out or support her in prison. But guess what? She cannot accept any money because it came from the fruit of the crime. Not GoFundMe, it was another one. But you're right, that's the one I was thinking about. So, oh, yeah. I would love to see at least 50. Y'all notice I don't have much eyebrows. I draw men. That's chemo for you. So, then you guys who are new, and I don't know if you follow, but let's go back and look at this journey, shall we? Okay. Let's do this. Oh, I know. I would love to have some lifers for her. I'm going to put a little bit of on in the background. Now we're going to talk about Sarah Boone's journey in the jail. Sarah Boone came in, and of course, she thought that, this was going to be a posh motel. So, Ronnie, no, you can't do it. I'm sorry. Never mind. So what happens? When Sarah Boone comes in, she starts throwing her butt about the food. She starts telling them that, oh my gosh, the food, I have allergies. So they give her, oh yeah, we're going to go all the way through the cheese. So she's telling them that I have allergies. I need this special food. So they give her, sorry, my fan is getting hot here with the computer running. I mean, it didn't start. There it goes. So they're getting her the special food. But it started getting a little interesting. So we started seeing a lot. I'm sorry, my hair's bothering me. We started seeing a lot of conversation concerning the fact that Sarah Boone is denying her breakfast because it has soy. Then Sarah Boone would get a meal and she'd look at it and she goes, I get a special dietary tray. I have allergies. So they bring her a sack lunch. But some of the items in the sack lunch had soy and she would eat it. And then all of a sudden she would go, oh, I don't know why I'm getting this sack lunch. I don't have any out. I'm fine. I can eat this, you know. So one day they may have lasagna. Another day they may have a meatloaf. But certain days when she knew that there were soy products, she demanded a special treat. So this food allergy thing started going back and forth, and she was denying her, she was refusing her meals. And the medical staff in the jail got kind of wise to her. And some of the guards started noticing this odd pattern of behavior. Then Sarah Boone talked down to the guards as if they were her maid who didn't do a good job cleaning her house. Oh, I know, bread and water back in the old days. That's what she should have gotten. Oh, I bet she's going to become the most popular. Well, technically the $80,000 hasn't hit her yet, and she owes all of that money, if not a lot more, to this attorney if she should ever get money. So then Sarah Boone is in a open dorm that has approximately 50 beds. By the numbers that we saw, she was having a difficult time with someone, what, in bunk 43. So Sarah Boone is in a bunk, and bunk 43 and her have a little bit of disagreements going on. And part of the problem also was stemming from a commissary. So we started reading through these behavioral notes, and we started seeing a pattern concerning she didn't want to work, she wasn't behaving, she wasn't cooperating. Then she found out that if she was a part of this Christian organization in the jail, that she would get housed with those women and not with the 50 other women in an open bunk. So she decided to go and get into that little group. But it started at 9 o'clock in the morning, one of their Bible studies or something. And Sarah Boone decided to go get her shower at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then was not at the meeting. And when questioned, she threw her butt up in the air. Oh, yeah, we're going to get to some of those letter things. So then she gets there and starts throwing her butt in the air and saying, well, they said I could take a shower and it didn't start till 9:30. And blah, 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 blah. Long story short, she started getting in fights with some of the girls in that little special group. She ended up getting kicked out. And the pastor, who was not aware of Sarah Boone's behaviors, there was all kind of stuff, wrote a raving letter of review, how wonderful Sarah Boone was, how much she was improving, everything she was doing, how great she was doing, yada, yada, yada. Well, so now she's back in with everybody else. Bunk 43, or is it 40, whichever one, started having problems again. Let's see, she was very specific requests about snacks in court. Yes, I know. She was wanting, oh yes, that's what I said, pretend judge. I said, that's the first place they go. They go to that wing. If you're found guilty for that kind of crime, that's the first place they take you. Non-negotiable. Everybody has to go there. Okay. Everybody has to go there that's got those. Oh, yeah, the 3 peppermint patties and chips. So then Miss Sarah Boone was very, how do I put it, ambitious in what she thought her space was supposed to be. While she was representing herself, but prior to that, you know how they keep so much paper with them? Well, Sarah Boone had been there for 4 years, so she built up a lot of stuff. Oh, I know, right? You're good, pretend justice. We're all good. So she's sitting there, and the bunk across above, but there's somewhere within her little, it's like a military basic boot camp where you have double bunks lined up a wall, and you get 2 foot lockers. Each person gets a foot locker. Sarah Boone started, when someone would leave, putting all of their stuff, her stuff, in others' empty butt lockers because she didn't want to get rid of it. She wanted all of her things with her. She didn't want to put anything in storage. She didn't want to have to put it in, put it back. So when they did inspections, they were finding that Sarah Boone was spreading out and taking up space that didn't belong to her, which is against the rules. So Sarah Boone was told to put stuff in storage that she didn't need and to fix and clean up her stuff, clean your shit, basically. So she, well, kind of a hoarder. And so she then bribed a bunkmate to allow her to share with their drawer or whatever container. I'm just going to call it a trunk. So they sat there, and she was sitting there, and when they did inspections again, you know, the pop-up, and they found her stuff in somebody else's. It got so bad that they had to padlock everything that was not taken, all of the trunks or spaces that were not occupied, and they were really giving her a hard time about it. Her town, I mean, she was clean, but she didn't want to get rid of or put anything, you know, she didn't want to be limited. Then when we got to the point of pro se and she was demanding to keep all of her paperwork and stuff with her, this is when I lost my crap. She sits here and says she wanted everything, evidence-wise, all those 2 boxes, mailboxes. Yay, we hit 100. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, y'all, we hit 100. We did. Thank you. So Sarah Boone is sitting, and so now Sarah Boone wants all of her stuff, all the evidence, all the documentation. So she's in a dorm with 50 bunks, 25 on each side. And she's got these 2 paper boxes plus her own stuff that she can't kind of keep within her own confined area. And then, so long story short, the jail found out that she had them with her. The warden didn't know she had them with her. She tried to put them in the mesh fire retardant bags. It didn't work. Now we need to get to 100 likes. Please hit the button. Yay, Emily became a member. Congratulations, Emily. You have 11 entries in for the drawing. So we're sitting here. Sarah Boone is just fighting back and forth about her paperwork. They finally offered her an individual jail cell. Not in by her. I mean, she was still going to be able to, those tall pods where everybody has their own cell and they come down into the common area, but they have their own little room. And she could still have her shower. She could still do everything she wants to do. And she refused it because she didn't want to be alone. Guys, we're at 50? Holy crap. Oh, thank you, Emily. Oh my gosh, you guys are so awesome. So anyway, she is just pushing her boundaries with them. Finally, they got that all figured out. And then we have the situation where she, out of the blue, who got the membership? Somebody let me know who got the membership. Hi, Karina. So now Sarah Boone volunteers out of the blue to freaking clean, which she doesn't do very often. And so she starts cleaning the common area, and part of that is right there in front of the guard station. Well, everybody thought, oh, she's really trying hard. Hi, Corpus Christi, blessings. Really trying hard. Really, doing right. She's working hard. But we found out later why. One of the first times they did the inspections, or what they call the toss-up, Christy Ann, I'm so happy for you. She sat there and was caught with extra chips, paper clips. What was it? Cheese wasn't this time. Staples. She was caught having a shampoo bottled with a white powdery substance and a powder something bottle with a weird liquid. It was just weird stuff. And now she's on their map. Hi, Beth. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, I am so blessed. Don't get me tried. Well, Pop-Tarts. She was also found to have a lot of condiments. Which, what is that? I got to go to the other live and look at it. I can't see it. Let me pop out my chat so I can see better. Okay. And let's see if we can get to 100 likes, please. That would be so freaking awesome. And so I'm popping out my chat so I can see. Oh, yes, the paper clips. Yes. And by the way, y'all, if you're a member, there are special emojis for you that myself and Miss Kevin created. I learned how to create my own emojis. So, oh, yeah, she made a lot of demands and she got a lot. That's coming, Ronnie. That wasn't the first inspection. Then a couple weeks later, they found her that she had like 50 something glove fingers that were cut off. She had 18, I think there was twice they found sliced cheese, but once was like 18, the other was 20 something. They found staples. They found all kinds of stuff. I can't even remember all of it. Mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard packets. They found, in other words, they found so much stuff that some of the stuff that they found, you can mix together and make a small boom boom. Right, Ronnie? You remember we talked about that. Some of the stuff that you found to make a small boom boom, but people have been trying to second guess. Why did she have the glove fingertips? Why did she have well, we figured out why she had the staples, because she was altering her prison guards before she went to court. That we found. How do you set? I don't know, Ronnie, can you help with that, or somebody? I'm Beth. I am learning. I'm new. It is in your YouTube settings. So if somebody can help her with that, anybody, I would be so appreciative. So Cicely in New York, thank you for joining. So all of a sudden she's got all of this stuff. Well, it finally hit me. There was also medications that she did not take that they found in her bunk. So you take the medication. Some of it you grind it up, some of it you don't. You put it in the little fingertip. She took the gloves from cleaning and removed the fingers. I don't know how she cut them, but she did. And then you stuff the drugs in it. You tie it shut and you dip it in the ketchup and whatever and swallow it whole. Or you can pack it in cheese and swallow it whole. So one of the other thing is she also had some twine and string. She had all kinds of stuff. You could also do the toilet fishing. We used to joke about it. I said, if I ever see her in court with acne around her face, you know, she's been toilet talking. And if those of you don't know, if you drain the water out of the toilet in prison, you can talk to somebody else in a cell that drained their toilet. It's the toilet phone. So anyway, she actually had a lot of contraband. Now, if you really think about it, one of the things that she was doing at the time that she was pro se and having to deal with a lot is that I do remember somebody made the comment that she was demanding one of the classrooms to use as an office. She wanted to be treated like a lawyer. She wanted a computer. She wanted everything an attorney would have. So she sat there and demanded a classroom. And it was something along the lines that a couple of her cellies were going to help her do paperwork and help her figure some of this out. So toilet talk, ugh. Mm-mm. So my guess, and it's my own independent guess from what I know of the prison system. No, I myself haven't been, but my ex-husband has. And I work with a lot of people as a chaplain for emergency services. And outside of that, I know a lot of people. But let's just say I got knowledge. And the thing about this is that we all know that there's a lot of time pod bosses, people that can get you things when you need things. So I think Sarah Boone was learning the system because she's fit in pretty quickly in that jail and was trying to become one of the hot shots. And so there's a lot of drugs that come in and out of jail. So I think she was trying to use those things to sell to get her commissary. You know, she'd get access by cleaning, and then she'd give them to people for so many of the ramens with bugs in it and the little coffee packets and whatever else, the chips and all of that. So because she was found at one point to have more of commissary than she should have. So that's my humble opinion. Futures also like talk through vents and sinks, but they're also through the toilets, and they definitely have toilet wine there. Oh, don't you know some of the stuff she had can make a good hooch? Oh, Beth, thank you, Beth. You go to your tub settings or your sub settings. All right, Cicely, that didn't make sense. Go to your tub settings. It's a choice you turn on. Okay, so I'm going to go. I got to figure it out. I'm going to try and help you here, babe. I'm in my YouTube. Go to your subscriptions. Go to manage. Nope, that ain't it. Subscription. I don't know how to do this. Is it down in settings? Purchase and memberships. Love, I'm so sorry. I can't, mine won't show me because I've got a different setup, but go through Safari. Okay, if y'all will keep YouTube settings, your YouTube settings. We'll keep trying to help you, babe. We really will. So the thing is that in all of the behavioral notes, it was made very clear that those who work the units on a regular basis had it up to here with Sarah Boone. Surprisingly, she has not been in the hole yet that we know of. Now, When she got her attorney, she had a computer, a hard drive, 2 thumb drives, all the paper, all the pencils, pens. And by the way, when y'all may not have noticed, but when you're in jail, prison, by the way, I used to work a psych ward. You get this to write with. Now, this one is much thicker because it's a high quality pen. It's not a cheapie, but you get this. You do not get the main body of a pen. Yeah, this is a tool. It's a much nicer cartridge to write with. Oh, no problem, babe. Well, I need to learn. I need someone to teach me. So when this happens, I can help y'all because I hate not knowing how to do it myself. So anyway, they came in and they took all of that stuff away from her. She went ape shit. I kid you not. She did. Oh, thank you. It's quite long. It's dirty right now. That's why I'm not letting it down. Looking up. Yeah, we got the tea over here. We are blessed to have some really good document fairies, and we got literally every single case, daily behavioral report up until just before trial. They can't really use that for an appeal. They can't. And oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know, I'm also going to college right now, and I have to keep an eye on the time because I got one more assignment to do before midnight in criminal justice. So I am considering law school. Oh, y'all are too kind. Emily, would you consider being a mod here? We need more mods. By the way, we'll put it this way. Anybody here interested in being a mod? We need more mods. We are growing. We need more mods. Ronnie, I love you. ADHD, I love you. Y'all are some of my 2 most consistent mods. We have a mod boss. Her name is Miss Kevin. Miss Kevin is with her family tonight. Miss Kevin is just fabulous, but she's my mod boss. So if anybody's interested, just reach out to me. We do have a Discord. Ronnie, can you put up you are so good. That's right. And if you want to be a mod, just go to the members chat and say, hey, Ada. Hey, we like you. Well, we always need backups. Here's the thing. I sometimes do 2 lives at once. 2 at once. So sometimes I need mods, and it's hard. It's really, really hard. The biggest thing is keeping up with the comments, and keeping the trolls out and keeping the language where it needs to be. And then I need one person. I'm not going to ask anybody to do it, but I need one person who's really good, who'd like to come into the StreamYard and help me manage these comments and pop them up while I'm signing. That is one reason why I do not sign a lot when I'm alone, when my interpreter's with me, my co-interpreter, because I can't sign and pop all these at the same time. Mod boss, not to be confused with the mobile boss. Yeah. On Fridays when she's back in jail, she would have been put, and yes, we talked about that, Kathleen. You're correct. Yep. This is going to be a mind bender. Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Bullbutter. Send it again. One more time. Send it again. It's been a rough month. She's kind of taken the month off. She's getting back into the swing of things. Please don't be angry. And also go into mod chat and tag me in it as well, okay? So I will hop onto her immediately when I talk to her again. Family video again, because oh yes, I would love to play that. We have a YouTube video of her family, and it let me do that. Oh, where is it? I will play it because I need to get a sip. Hi, Brat X. Hi, Dianne May. Oh my gosh. Oh, hit join, touch the 3 dots. Anime, you're so wonderful. Oh my God, where did it go? I'm going to hop that up there. Okay. It's going to stay for a minute. So everybody look and learn, because I'm going to. And we're going to play this video because it is very interesting. This was done a day or so before the jury verdict out.
The suitcase murder trial for George Torres. Prosecutors say that he was murdered by his longtime girlfriend, Sarah Boone, who had him trapped inside of a suitcase, beat him, and left him to die. The defense is saying that Sarah Boone was acting in self-defense. Now, George Torres' family is speaking out this morning, saying that he's being unfairly depicted as an abuser and that it was Sarah Boone who was the real aggressor. Now, since early in this case, we've seen evidence of Boone's problems with Torres' family.
To know what we're here, what we're investigating, and that they're going to think I killed him.
Why would they think that?
They always have said that. They've always have said that.
What have they
I
said?
told you it's because I'm the blue-eyed white dragon. That's what they call me. Because they don't want him with me. So he's basically just not really been around his family because he chooses me over them.
I want to welcome in our special guests now. We have George Torres' oldest daughter, Ana Victoria Torres, with us. We also have Dolores Ortiz with us, who is George Torres' first wife, and she also brought with her this morning her youngest daughter, Destiny. First of all, my heart goes out to all of you and for all of us here at Court TV. We are so sorry for your loss. Thank you for coming on the show. And I know that you really want to clear the air. And Ana Victoria, I know you've wanted to kind of be the family spokesperson. So I want to start with you, please. The way that your dad has been depicted as being an abuser in this trial, I know that it has upset you and you felt it's very unfair. Tell us why.
There's a little story, and unfortunately, we are the voices now, and the way the trial has gone and the way things have taken place have nobody has ever contacted us to hear our story or
I want to welcome in that your dad has been depicted as being an abuser in this trial. I know that it has upset you and you felt it's very unfair. Tell us why.
story, and unfortunately, we are the voices now, and the way the trial has gone and the way things have taken place have nobody has ever contacted us to hear our story or ask us questions in regards to our father, his character, or the relationship between him and Sarah Boone. Me and my siblings actually spoke to our father that night. And we have a lot of experiences with Miss Boone that do not
I'm going to let this run while I let the puppy have a comfort break. I shall return.
speak to what the media is stating she is, a victim or a gentle individual. I'm sure she's loved over there at jail due to the fact that Sarah Boone is very, very calculated. She by no means is a kind and sweet, soft-spoken woman. She is very calculated, very devious, very conniving. My father was sheltered and berated. He was kept from us. He was the real victim in this situation. Unfortunately, again, as stated, he is not here to tell his story, but we are here to give his side the best we can from the view that we were able to see things.
Sure. Anna Victoria, in one of the videos that we've all seen, Sarah Boone told police that George's family didn't like her and that they referred to her as the blue-eyed white dragon. Would you talk about where that nickname came from, and if it's true that you all didn't like her, and in particular, why?
I can definitely answer that. As far as the nickname is concerned, that was created all through Sarah's little brain. Other than that, she was definitely correct as far as us not liking her, and she should have stated that she didn't like us either, because that is very much correct as well. She, like I stated, is very evil, and what she is acting out there on the stand and within that courtroom is baffling to me, because that is not the real Sarah Boone at all. But yeah, she was correct. We don't like her. We didn't like her. That will never change. Unfortunately, I do feel bad for her and I wish her the best. But what I do wish is that my father receives his justice and she gets the time that she deserves. And a slap on the wrist is not it. Other than that, as far as a relationship with Sarah, one that was a good one, there wasn't one. We tried, we definitely tried, but she did not.
Anna Victoria, thank you for sharing all of that. I want to go to your mom now. Dolores, you were married to George for 14 years. I have three beautiful children with him. Two of them are here with us today, Destiny and Anna Victoria. We understand that at one point, Sarah Boone tried to fight you. Tell us about that.
Not per se fight me, because we've only, I want to say that we've had one engagement, which was for my children's birthday party that they attended later in the evening. So I really have never had like a confrontation. It was made verbal over the phone. She had threatened me a couple times to come over and that she would dust her doormat for myself and my daughters. But it was basically verbal threats that she would give every time that George would call his children, any chance that he had, that he was able to call his children to speak, and I was present. It was a problem for George. She was very much jealous of me for what reason I'm not aware of, but we never had physical, altercations.
You're breathing.
Well, and that's a very good thing. Tell us, Dolores, during your marriage to George, was he ever violent with you or any of your kids?
He was never violent with my children. We would have normal husband and wife family spats here and there, but never to the point where police were ever involved, DHS was ever involved. We were never that type of family. I can't relate to Sarah and the abuse that she so-called claims that she's received from George, because I never received abuse like that. I want to say the only thing that I can say about George is that he was a ladies' man.
Gotcha. Okay. And so just to be very clear here, did anything physical ever take place in terms of physical violence that he inflicted on you?
No.
And thank you for that. I know these are very personal questions, but we really want to get everything out here and get your side of all this, as everyone in the courtroom isn't hearing it. Destiny, we're so happy to have you here. You were a surprise this morning. We knew Anna Victoria was coming on and your mom, and we're so glad to see you too. What would you like to say about your dad, the kind of person that he was? What would you like the world to know about him?
My dad was an amazing person. He was my best friend. Nobody's perfect, but my dad was very loving. Everybody loved him back. He didn't deserve what happened to him. I don't think anybody deserves to die like that. I was 15 when it happened. I ended up being very depressed and going through suicidal thoughts and things of that nature. Yeah, we're just really trying to get my dad justice.
We know you are. We know you are. And Anna Victoria, back to you really quickly. You said that no one has reached out to you. Has the prosecutor's office reached out to your family?
As far as my father's mother, his father, his siblings are concerned, they have been communicated with due to the fact that they do live in Orlando. I live in Philadelphia, but nonetheless, I have communicated with the attorneys. The only thing I would say is I've never been contacted in regards to who my father was. I'm not sure if Sarah Boone deleted the calls or anything like that, but I'm sure those things were able to be, brought back up. But my siblings and I spoke to our father that night, and I do think that our encounter and what took place over the phone is very valuable to the case, as well as what their relationship was like and what Ms. Boone's plans may have been that night. Again, whether they have been premeditated or not, in my opinion, they very much were, due to the character of Sarah and all the experiences that we've had with her. But
what did your dad say on the phone?
If we were contacted, things could have been much better. So nothing in specific, but we talked on the phone for months at a time, every so often. I would say that I spoke to my father at least 3 times a week, maybe more. And we would stay on the phone as long as he possibly could stay on the phone with me, without Sarah getting agitated or whatever the case may be. I can't really put into words the way she would act.
Yeah, you all got to know a different Sarah Boone.
Just talked all the time, sure. And my father that day seemed very uneasy.
Yeah. Well, again, we are so sorry for your loss, and would love to continue the conversation.
That's it. Pretty much that's it. The thing with this case is, once again, it brings out the story of DV. And yes, I'm eating some M&Ms. I've only had a little burrito today. That's all I've had to eat. As long as you can stay on the phone with me. Yeah. Dianne, I'm so sorry you went through that. And all of y'all. I hate that it's so prevalent. And this is triggering to everybody. And I tell people all the time, if you're watching my channel and you're getting triggered, you have my blessing to step away. Just don't leave forever and come back at another time. For those of you who do not know, I am Native American, Cherokee, Cree, and Irish. This is the Irish. This is the Native. I do go to powwows. I do have regalia. I do beading. In fact, I'm working on a bunch of bead work right now. You will see me doing that during trials. So you will also see me throwing up powwows and stuff. So it's I'm just a crazy girl. Well, they're older now, but they were like 16 and 13 or something like that. I don't remember. This is the other Starbucks seat, brand new tag, brand new receipt, sticker. It's got pumpkins and it has a UFO top and it glows in the dark. So this is the second one. Is the other one over here? Nope, it's not. I have an all orange one. So y'all get to choose. So y'all got to get your subscriptions and everything in. You got to sub or become a member. So these are 2 of the 3. Yeah, this one feels this one's a little rounder, a little bigger. Not much, just a little. Oh yeah, we did show the video. In it, you see that she laid something in front of the video to catch the glass. And she goes, "You are going to help me take this shit out, right? You're going to help me take this shit out, right?" So, oh, wonderful. Thanks for subbing. Oh, thank you so much. When did you sub? You have to have subbed in October. You subbed in October. Oh, I didn't see that, baby. Okay, don't email me. It's really hard. Okay, because I get anywhere from 800 to 1,000 emails a day. Go to Discord. I still have your cup. Go to Discord. Ronnie, can you throw that up one more time? Go to member chat. Give me your address, full name. I'll put it in the mail this week. But my emails, I kid you not, I've gotten over 1,200 in a day. So Discord is really the best place. Thank you. Discord is really the best place to get a hold of me. I apologize. I was waiting you to hop back on. Because they just get lost. There's just too many. Question: are lead shooters ever open to non-natives? I live in area near where they recently gained official land. Finally, our powwow. Oh, sorry, lead shooters. I thought you said pow-pows. Are powwows ever open to non? Yes, all powwows. And when they say that we're having a tribal dance, that means you can come out and get in the circle and dance with us and learn how to do the steps or whatever. Yeah, non-natives can come in only on the tribal dances. But yes, we love it when people come. It is for everyone. Now, here's a few things. Rule number 1, no alcohol, no weapons will ever be at a powwow. No alcohol. So if you're going for a beer, it ain't going to be there. But you do not go in the circle unless that's the dancing circle, unless it is a tribal. And the other rule is if you see a blanket or something covering a seat or reserving a seat, don't move it. Otherwise, you're good to go. Oh, she did, Shiny. She did go through a lot of detox. Powwows are fun. Do you know what the best part of a powwow is? Indian tacos. fry bread with ground buffalo or hamburger. Oh, those are some good tacos. If you live anywhere in Texas, Austin's having one November 23rd. I will be there in full regalia. Let me see if I can stop sharing screen. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I gotta do this first. Let me pop this up. I'll show you my picture. I'll show you me in native. Come on, move with me. I need you to move with me. Why aren't you moving? Oh. That is me. Oh, let me get it up on the thing. This is me in my Native American regalia. I made all of it. There are over 750 shells in the top part alone, not on the skirt area. And then the moccasins I have here, these little, the barrettes here is actually, I'm making this here. This is my pattern here. And then the breastplate has some of the pattern. That is a solid wool dress. That dress, hot. And it is hand woven wool. The brown things extending my hair are otter. The fan is Canadian geese. So yeah, that'd be me. So, like I said, now you get to see my messy desk. I hate it when people see my messy desk. That's my snacks and napkins and extra drinks behind me. So, yes. And if there's a big, nice powwow and there's some downtime, I put it up there. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. Dianne, yes, that's the thing, is people don't realize how deadly it is. Even just getting off of it can kill you. But one thing is even though George Torres was super skinny, actually a lot of that, their weight loss, including hers at the time, is that of malnourishment, because they didn't have money, but they would go and buy alcohol. They had those big bottles of wine. I didn't realize how much wine. That was 1.5 liters each one. They had 3 liters between them, plus a half of another. So that's 3.5 liters between them that day. Is this true? Or all right, even in a hospital, they will supply the alcohol to some amount to help them. Yeah. Yep. That's a lot. Man, if I drink this much wine, I sleep like forever. I can't get drunk because I sleep. You know how she said I can't get drunk? I literally can't get drunk because I go to sleep before I do. Well, he was naturally thin, but even in the report, it said borderline nutrition deficiency. So he was even skinnier than he should have been because he wasn't eating as much as he should have been. Yep. Okay. So do you know when they say you're the low man on the totem pole? Is that an honor or an insult? If you know, don't say. But is it honor or an insult when they said low man on the totem pole? That's amazing. Yeah. So the thing out of all this for me is it doesn't matter if you've been drinking, you choose to drink. If you choose to drink and you're not illegally intoxicated by a needle against your will, using that is an insult in and of itself. Hey, the mouse there. First of all, I don't think she has any friends. I thought he was 5'2". I was 5'2" and 89 pounds when I graduated high school. And I ate like, I mean, I was inhaling. My metabolism was so fast. Of course, I was in band. I was in choir. I was going. Now that's a totally different. Actually, the low man on the totem pole is the most honored man on the totem pole. The higher up, the less honored. If I remember that correctly. Now I'm second guessing myself. Yep, it is. The most revered or main character of whatever story is being told is closest to the earth. I was right. Yeah, she's eating more carbs now and she's craving sweets like crazy. This is true. This is true. Like the foundation of a pyramid, without a strong base, they all collapse. Yep. That's why the expression is used the wrong way. That's right. And the white folks didn't understand that, but the natives sure did. It's a native thing anyway. Okay, guys, I don't want to stop, but I'm going to switch real quick over to the Melody Ferris trial. For those of you who don't know anything about this because you've been hooked over here to Sarah Boone, I've got a story to tell you. And I'm realizing how horrible I look, y'all. I promise I look a whole lot better in the morning. Yep, that is right. The first head is a spirit, then it goes his enemy and child and that. Thank you so much, Harley62. I love it because that gets y'all engaged and y'all can talk about it and share. I appreciate that. Yep. I bet her liver is gone. Her liver must be the crap. No, she had cancer in jail. Some kind of surgery for cancer. I'm like, what kind of cancer did this woman have? I've had it 3 times. I want to know what she had. She claimed to have had cancer and gone through gone through medical treatments and surgery. I wonder if it was just a little wart on her face. They removed her witchiness. I know. What, lung? Yeah. Oh, Mary Kate, thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so very much. I'm still getting used to these. I don't get it. I am so humbled when y'all do this. Very humbled. Thank you so very much. It does mean the world to me. Okay, we're going to hop on over real quick and talk about this other trial. Guys, this is a real whodunit, and you want to talk about a story? Oh my gosh. So this woman is married to this man. Melody is married to, oh my God, is it Rick? My brain's not working. I do get what's called chemo fog because I've been on chemo, one form or another, for years. But anyway, by the way, yes, those of you who didn't know, Sarah Boone has a girlfriend. The girlfriend went to court, sat in court. Gary, thank you. She was married to Gary for like 30-something years. Gary was an attorney who dealt with more. He didn't go to court. Let's just put it that way. And he's what I call a paper pushing attorney. And they had a really nice home and he made really good money. And what? That's right. She did. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Harley62. Oh my gosh. Will you come back? I hope you will. I really do. I really love this interaction with y'all. So what happens is that Melody was stay at home. He worked. She didn't work. But Melody spent Gary's money as if it was water coming out of an underground well in Texas. I'm from Texas, so anyway, she was spending this money like crazy. Their dining room chairs were silk. Their furniture was silk or leather. They had an exquisite house. Melody's housekeeping and cleaning skills was off the charts. 10 being the best, she'd been a 15. Anyway, Melody loved to spend the money, clothes, purses, shoes, you name it. But on the 3rd or 4th of July, I'm still trying to figure that. On the 3rd of July, or was it the 4th of July? Did they discover him on the 5th of July? Gary disappeared for 24 hours and nobody even thought to look for him. He had 2 sons and 2 daughters. One of the sons was in the military, went to Afghanistan, came back, had troubles getting jobs, so he lived in an above the garage apartment, nice one. And he was the ranch hand because where they lived, they had cattle or they had animals. Horses and goats and maybe some chickens. And he maintained the property. He took care of the animals. He did all the maintenance. I mean, he worked on the property. But Dad had an arrangement with him that he gave him a credit card and Dad paid his phone bill and paid his other bills. He would go and use the credit card and go shopping here and there. And I mean, golfing, and the golfing was what they call twilight golf. So it was like at $20 to play. He was not, I know a lot of people were saying that he was mooching off his dad. Well, because his dad they had texts, hey son, where's my credit card? They had one credit card that Dad would give him. He'd give it back. Then Dad would want it and he'd give it back. So they passed the credit card back and forth. Well, the other kids also needed help and Dad always gave them money. Dad was the ATM of the family. He was the ATM. But he told his son, was it Scott or Chris? I have to look at my notes. But the son I'm talking about from the veteran was told when he handed him the credit card, he's told him, do not let your mother have this card. Don't let her know you have it. Don't give it to her. Private, separate account. Don't let her know. Mom found out and harassed her son for the card. Dad would cut up the cards. Now, at some point, Dad had what I call a fling, not a long-term intimate relationship with someone he worked with, and they continued working after it was over. This woman worked for him like 20 years, 30 years. Well, Melody went and had multiple affairs, long ones. Rusty was the one that she was having an affair with when her husband was found unalived in a burn pile. 6'5", 300-pound man burned in a burn pile. The remains were cremated with an exception of some bone and partial skull. And he'd been there for a while. The body was found, and while they were doing the investigation, Scott's the vet, thank you. While they were doing the investigation, found a bullet on the inside of the rib. They found a rib. I worked 38 years as a caseworker for IED community and advocate. Then I had my baby girl Down syndrome, later brain inflammation. She's with me for life. Never expected a leg. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I love Down syndrome people. They are so awesome. I'm a disability I've done a lot, but I have a degree in deaf support specialist interpreting. And then I've been a disability integration specialist for over 15 years. So now they accuse, it's a 38 caliber lead that was found, and they're saying, why? How do you know that's a rib bone? Because the bone curves, and they're saying he was shot in the gut because the bone curves or in the chest cavity, and the bullet stuck. Oh, sorry, the bullet stuck right here, stuck right there, and they found it. I have a dear friend with Down syndrome child. I have multiple, and Williamson syndrome, which is often diagnosed as Down syndrome. Now, the daughters are also being kind of thrown around as potential life-ending people. So the 4 children have been, Melody has been throwing her 4 children under the bus. Rusty was there or came over, and he kind of lied a little bit to the police about some of their stuff. But what happened is basically he admitted to lying. And then the police said, we want you to get recordings of your phone call with Melody. So he tries to get one of these recorders. Now, remember, he's a good old country boy. He doesn't do technology. And y'all, I can make fun of my own people because I'm a Texan, a Tennessee Texan. So just got to say it. This is in Georgia. So I do have her trials, some of it on my live, in my list of lives. Sometimes when we're in Sarah Boone trial during break, we go over to the Melody. But this is a real whodunit. But here's the clincher. Rusty's stepmama, who's like 85 years old. They never found the gun. This is a who shot JR. Oh my God. This is an exactly who shot JR. And this is a kind of family, good old country. So this sweet little Cabbage Patch 84-year-old, 85-year-old woman, well, she got ill and her husband got ill. And so Melody was helping Rusty take care of them. And she, in a moment of weakness, told Miss Melody that she had a gun and where it was. Guess what's missing from the house about the time that this happened? A .38 snub nose special. So this is a true whodunit. Yep. Definitely can. Well, aunt or cousin, they are related at some point. I thought it was a cousin, but it could be an aunt. Was she watching RA? Is that who she was watching? I missed that. She was watching RA and saw Rusty on the stand and saw the lies and basically ended to come back in. Now, understand, I haven't been as involved with this because of the Sarah Boone, but please, you guys, my dog is asleep, laying on my feet. I really would love for y'all to join us. It's at 8 a.m. If you can't, please watch the replay crew. Anytime I have a giveaway or anytime I have anything going on, I do have a program that monitors that. So I'll have to go and watch it. With Mary Jane on the stand, I won't give any spoilers. Well, I'm going to go watch that. I'll go watch RA tonight when I lay down to go to sleep. So, okay. I have already geared up all the lives. They're saying that this is going to last the rest of the week. Prosecution still has it. And we're going into week 3, y'all. Oh, week 4. So defense hasn't even hit it yet. Oh, I understand. All right, but y'all can watch the replays. And please leave comments. I don't understand this, you guys. Maybe you can help me. Every time I go, oh, thank you, Paulette. Thank you. every time I look at my old videos, there's no comments at all. And I know people are replaying, so please leave comments, because I do go back and look, and I do like to engage with y'all. Listen while you work. What I suggest is, like, when you're not watching us live, go back and watch Rusty's testimony. It gets interesting, is all I'll say. Oh, thank you, RL. I appreciate it. The man in the corner with headphones on because of the court feed in the back. I get it. Have 2 mods, Tony. Yeah, I know. I got my lab here, and she's not a big lab. She's quite small. She takes up 90% of my bed. I have a queen, and I sleep literally on this much of the bed. Oh, yeah. I have some Down syndrome people who are deaf or almost deaf that I've helped teach sign language to. And I also work with them as a deaf support specialist and help them with their communications at home. So, excuse me. So, you guys have been absolutely amazing. Yeah, for some reason, I don't see people leaving comments when I pull it up. Like, I'm going to go watch one of mine as a rewatch. Just go to YouTube and I just click on it. There are no comments. Emily, thank you so much. Oh, good night. Blessings, and what we say in my way of an honorable thank you is miigwech. Good night. My dog is 48 pounds. Little man in the corner with the headphones. RA, just for those of y'all who don't know, RA was very instrumental in getting me up and running. But right now, I need somebody to help me to install this. It's one of the switchers like RA has, and I'm having a problem, and I need help. I need help. I need a techie. I need a new techie. Oh, yes. Yeah, there should be. Yep, there should be. I'm also a college student at the age of 53. And I have an assignment due, and I don't want to be doing it at 11 o'clock at night, my time. So tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Central Time, we'll be live. I love comments. As y'all notice, I try to interact with you as much as possible. If there's anybody out there who wants to be a mod, we are looking to build the team, because we are growing so fast and we need your help. I have tried Paulette, but the problem is not necessarily setting it up. For some reason, I'm having an issue. RA and I fought with it for an hour and got everything worked out. And when I install the program and it goes to the computer and it connects to this, it's not syncing right. So I need a little more techie help. When I don't have a day with court, that's a Monday through Friday, I will contact them directly. Good night, sweethearts. Well, it's time to go. So go to the Discord if you're interested. Let us know, and we'll get a hold of you and get everybody set up. Dr. Bullbutter, we will get you set up. I will get a hold of her when she's back in town. She's been out with a weekend with the family. He steals cat food daily, and my cats are planning something. Yeah, my dog will steal it, so I put the cat food on the counter. But we have a cat. My son has a business, and my podcast room, which I don't know if I can show it because I don't think it's connected. It's not. is an office in his shop. I have 3 screens, an iPad, 2 iPads for monitors, so that's 5. I have the setup like RA has. Campfire for Life 22. Thank you so much. Good night. So all of those who I need to send out some thank yous. Emily, thank you for being a member and gifting a membership. Melissa, thank you for being a new member. Mary Kay, thank you so much for your fabulous super chat. I am honored and blessed. Thank you, Harley62. You touched my heart tonight. And Emily, y'all have really blessed me, and I greatly appreciate it. I do not take anybody's giftings lightly, and it will really help me out a lot. So thank you so much again. So with that, we are going to head out, trying to keep all the chats. I'll finish watching them when we're done. But with that, I'm going to say farewell. Good night. It has been a fabulous, fabulous Sunday Night Live. And we do this every Sunday night. And we will be having a live members stream only. It's either the last weekend of the month or the first, depending on what is going on that month. Ronnie, I can't thank you enough for all that you do. And you are fabulous mod, and I couldn't do this without you. And also, my brain is cramping, y'all. ADHD Jelly Bean, thank you so much for modding tonight. You are a dear one, and I appreciate you so very much. Ronnie, if you can check Discord, I may have sent you something. I don't remember. Okay? Haley Mouse, too. Thank you so much. Brett X, thank you for joining us tonight. Cicely, New York, we really appreciate you so much. Okay, guys. Miguet, get some good sleep and bring your coffee and your breakfast and join us 8 Central, 9 Eastern, and we will see you for the Melody Ferris trial. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time, take care.